All right, I think we're good to go. Let me turn the record back on. It's time to shift gears to our landlord tenant docket. Keystone has not yet joined us, but Lance Thornton is here on behalf of Walnut Meadows Apartments. We have several cases today. Thank you, Lance, for sending all the pleadings over. That's always very helpful. Our first matter is 115, and it's Walnut Meadows versus Abigail Blakely. Here is Erica Salinas. Let's see. She's River Trail, I think. I lost her. All right, Walnut Meadows versus Abigail Blakely. File 211110. This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. The defendant was served by attachment. She is not here. I don't know if she's going to appear momentarily. We can't do a default on a failure to appear. We do have to reset it. But my understanding, even in a non-payment of rent case, when they fail to appear, the reset is 7 days, not 30 days. Mr. Thorne, have you had any contact with this client?
I have not, Your Honor.
You've got the manager there with you. What's her name? I'm sorry.
Shelley Clark.
Okay, that's right. Here's somebody. We're getting close. I think we're almost there. We need to connect your audio. All right, you need to unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Are you
No, I'm Sharon Collins.
Sharon Collins, all right, we'll be with you in just a moment. Is your car moving? Is your car moving? Oh boy. Ms. Collins, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is your car moving?
No, my car's not moving.
All right, stay right where you are for just a moment.
Okay.
Do you have the radio on or something? We're getting a lot of distortion.
Nope, I'm in my friend's car and the radio's not on, the car's off.
All right.
I
Well,
closed the door. Is it better now?
all right. Stay where you are for just a moment. I'm going to mute your microphone.
Okay.
All right, we'll come back to her. Anyway, we were talking about Miss Blakely, who is not here. People don't always show up on time. This lady's actually a little early, which I appreciate. Lance, my inclination is to continue this for 7 days. Do you have any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
Let's take a look at the docket. I don't want to drag you all over the place. Let's see what we have available. Today's the 6th. I'm gone next Thursday or next Friday at the judges conference. Let's look at Monday the 16th.
I have a hearing that day with you at 1:15.
All right, let's set this for 1:20. Oh, that's Schroeder. Let's set this for, well, we'll set it for 1:20. We'll see whether she appears. I'll set the file aside in case she comes in late. I'm a little concerned that Bettina's not here. And I'm not sure what's going on because she's usually right on the money here. All right, Ms. Collins, could you unmute your microphone? All right, thank you. Let me give you a mic. This is file 211111LT. It's entitled Walnut Meadows Apartments versus Sharon Collins and others. I don't know why we're getting such terrible feedback here.
I'm sorry. I'm in the car.
Yes, I'm not sure. Just a moment. Mr. Pattison, are you done or do you need further service?
We're all good today, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, have a good week.
You too, sir.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Collins. Sounds like there's ghouls in the system. As a defendant in a landlord tenant proceeding, and this is a non-payment rent case, you have the right to obtain counsel for representation of this. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney. I'm muting your microphone for a minute because I got so much feedback. So let me read this and then I'll. You have the right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If the action is for non-payment of rent, which this is, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services in our county, that's Keystone Place, may be able to help you with a payment of some or all of the rent. Defendants do not need a judgment to receive assistance from Keystone. Summons and complaint from the court are sufficient. And you've received that already. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If both parties are agreeable to mediation, the court can facilitate that. Now I've lost her altogether. Meantime, I'm going to invite Bettina. Here she is again. Ms. Collins, can you hear me?
For some reason I don't know why. Sorry.
Well, let me pick up where I left off. If the action is for non-payment of rent, you may be able for assistance eligible for assistance from Keystone.
Okay.
You do not need judgment to get that assistance. The summons and complaint are sufficient. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If you do reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you will waive the rights listed above but have the following additional rights.
I'm sorry, but my phone keeps shutting.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I'm glad you're here, Lance, to share the frustration. So I don't have to bear this burden alone.
It's Friday. Things always look up on Friday.
It's true. Anyway, it looks like we're going to have to reset this one 30 days. So let's take a look at our calendar while waiting for her. As you saw, the moratorium has been continued once again. I'm not sure that the CDC has the lawful authority to do it, according to what the Supreme Court said. So we'll see how it shakes out. But it takes us to September 10th. September 6th, which is 30 days, is Labor Day. And are you available on the 10th?
I am, Your Honor.
I don't know if you can hear me now. My phone keeps shutting down. I'm sorry. I don't know why it keeps kicking me off.
Well, you're out of the car now. Maybe that'll help. Let me finish this.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
This is the worst we've had in a while. If you do reach an agreement, judgment is entered, it could be set for a hearing. Here's me to set this for 30 days from. I don't know what's up with your phone, but it's supposed to be this summer.
I know. I'm
Have
sorry.
you been in contact with the police?
I have tried. My phone's shutting down again. Can I call?
Yes. She owes a substantial amount of rent. No rent has been paid since January. September 10th. I apologize for that, Lance, but the 3rd is too soon and the 6th is, how about Friday, September 10th at 10:15?
That works, Your Honor.
I'm still not clear where Bettina is. She's always, as I said, very helpful. Set that aside for a minute. The next matter set, here's iPhone. Maybe that's Miss Collins, or maybe that's the Reddings. This sounds better.
Okay, I don't know. Is that better for you?
I guess so. Where are you?
I'm at work.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, we're doing the best we can. You mentioned that you have been in contact with Keystone.
Yep, I tried to contact them. They haven't said anything back yet.
All right, I want you to continue to contact them. They
Okay.
may be able to help you pay your rent. Where do you work?
I work at UFP, but I've been missing a lot of work because I'm pregnant and I'm like a high risk pregnancy. So I've been missing a lot of work. That's
Your
what
landlord says you haven't paid any rent since January and you owe $5,300 of rent, late fees and costs. It's a lot of money. There's federal emergency housing money available to help people try not to get evicted, but you need to stay in contact with Keystone.
Okay.
I'm continuing this matter for 30 days until September 10th at 10:15 a.m.
Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to be in the hospital. I have my baby on the 8th. Is there any way we can push it back one more week? My C-section is my C-section is the 8th, and I have to be in the hospital for 3 days. Is there any
All
way
right.
I can push it back one more week?
Yes.
I have documentation too, and when my
All
C-section
right,
is
I'll take your word for it.
okay.
I really strongly want you to contact Keystone. 2:15 on August 16th. Will that work for you, Lance?
You mean September 16?
Oh, yes, I'm looking for the wrong month. That won't get us anything. Let's try that again. That would be, her due date is
The 8th.
the 8th.
And I will be in the hospital still on the 10th. Yeah, my C-section.
all right.
My C-section is scheduled for the 8th, and you have to stay in the hospital for 3 days with the C-section.
All right, this is cutting it close, but the 13th is the Monday. The 17th, I'm gone at a conference or judicial mandatory thing. I don't remember where I am on September. Oh, I won't be here on the 17th. So I'm gonna go for September 13th. And again, it's crucial that you contact Keystone.
Okay, I will contact Keystone. Yep.
2 p.m. on September 13th. Does that work for you, Lance?
It does.
All right. Ms. Collins, you've got a lot on your plate right now. I would really not like to not see you get evicted and be out on the
Yes.
streets or your child is born. So you're
Yes.
behind, way behind in rent. Keystone can help pay that, hopefully.
Okay.
So I want you to contact them. We'll send you a new notice for September 13th at 2 p.m. If you have
Okay.
complications with your pregnancy or there's another issue, call us or have someone contact us on your behalf. Okay?
Okay. Do they call the number that's on the paper if I have to push my court date?
No, that dials into the courtroom. The court's number is on the summons. 269-467-5683. It's on your paperwork.
Yep, I see it in the top, at the top.
All right. Okay, you can get back to work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, that poor lady's struggling here. All right, let's take up the next matter, which is Walnut Meadows versus Darren Redding and Tanisha Perez. File 211112 LT. Alleged they have not paid rent since March. Current arrearage $3,216. We do have personal service, and I guess they could theoretically be subject to default. What's your preference here, Mr. Thornton?
That would be my preference, Your Honor, to have them defaulted.
Are they still there?
Ms. Clark is indicating yes.
All right.
Ms. Clark's indicating, Your Honor, that Keystone is involved in this one, but we don't have any funds yet, so it may resolve itself.
Before we enter the default, how about if I take a middle ground and adjourn this 7 days like I did your other case? and put you at the same time.
Ms. Clark is saying that's fine.
And I don't remember what I just did. Let's see where I put you.
If we're going the same time in 7 days, it was reset for August 16th at 1:20.
All right, August 16th at 1:30. All right, we have one more, McLean, but I have one in between that I'm going to address right now. So stay right where you're at. Good afternoon, Ms. Salinas. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. This is file 211105LT. It's entitled River Trail Apartments versus Erica Salinas. I got a call earlier today, our office did, from Attorney Salinas. He informs us that plaintiff has paid in full and they will be sending a dismissal. Is that your understanding of the facts also?
Yes, actually, last week I made the full payment on Thursday, and I must have had some misunderstanding, and I didn't appear for that reason.
All right. Well, you're here now, and I'm going to dismiss this matter. I'll get the order. We'll all free Britney Spears and appoint Lance Thornton as her conservator and dish us with her assets. All right, Ms. Salinas, thank you. You paid everything. Your matter's dismissed. Your tenancy continues as it did month to month.
Okay.
And Mr. Soltis will send an order that you'll get a copy of. You're
Okay.
free to go.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Let's see who this is. This might be Mr.
Hello,
Hello, who am I speaking with?
this is Lindsay Johnston.
All right, Ms. Johnston, you're a little bit early. That matter is set for 1:55. We'll be with you in just a moment. Our 1:45 matter, we got to let the clock tick for one more minute, is Walnut Meadows versus Eric McLean and Lacey McLean. We do have personal service on him and substituted service on her.
Your Honor, a bit of important information. Ms. Clark has informed me that Lacey McLean just very recently passed away unexpectedly.
Oh my. Oh my.
You know when that occurred?
Oh, not offhand. It's a few months ago.
Oh, I guess it wasn't. It's been a month or two, I guess.
She passed away on April 7th.
If that would be it.
Is that part of why they're having problems? He's having problems because she's gone?
He had no clue she had not been paying.
He didn't know she hadn't been paying.
That's what he said.
Well, he may be right.
He's been attempting to pay, but he's only paid like $300 here and there.
He's still there?
Yes, and he has went to Keystone.
All right.
I'm just waiting for the approval or denial.
Well, let's set this also for August 16th.
Again, Your Honor, September 16th, correct?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Lance.
No.
No, we just,
No.
August.
You're
August
right.
16th.
You're right, I'm wrong. August.
All right, we're even now.
What time was you gonna set that for?
We set the other one for 1:30. Let's set this for 1:35. Are they subsidized somehow?
No,
It's all self-pay?
yes.
All right, again, we don't have Bettina. She could give us an update. It must be shorthanded today or something.
I did email before I came here to ask what the status was, and I did not get a response.
All right. We'll continue to August 16th at 1:35. Hopefully he can get some assistance. There's a fear around the country that after this July 31st deadline passed, we would start seeing a lot of evictions. And we well may, but as we all know, every time somebody moved out, there's somebody waiting, ready to move in. There just isn't enough affordable housing or housing period to go around right now. It's a tough world we're in. All right, well, we'll see. We will see if he appears on August 16th at 1:35. If he doesn't, he's subject to default. All right, Lance, I think that took care of all 4 of your cases.
It does.
All right, thanks a lot. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Ms. Johnston, just stay where you're at while we wait for Mr. Learn to come in.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, here he is.
I'm sorry?
He's coming in right now. Do you have the ability to do video?
I do not. I'm on my cell phone in the car, actually.
All right. Is your car moving?
No, I'm parked at my parents'.
Okay.
They're watching and while we do this.
All right. Let me tell you something that I need to advise you of.
Okay.
If I can find it. Here we go. Vicky Learn had joined us and then I lost her. She's back. Vicky Learn is here. This is file 211096. Ms. Johnston, let me tell you this. As a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, including non-payment of rent, termination of tenancy, land contract forfeiture, or other action to recover premises, you have the following legal rights. You have the right to obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. You have a right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If the action is for non-payment of rent, Keystone may be able to help you with some or all of the rent. You do not need a judgment. The summons and complaint from the court are sufficient. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services can be available as a possible source of case resolution. If you do reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you will waive the rights listed above, but have the following additional rights. The judgment may not be enforced until 3 business days have passed. You may move to set aside this judgment within those 3 days if you misunderstood what you consented to or what you were waiving. Your motion to set aside the judgment would be set for a landlord-tenant hearing. However, if the judge does not find in your favor, the original judgment would stand. Now, Ms. Johnston, this is not a demand for non-payment of rent. The Learns simply want you to move. They filed an action to terminate your tenancy and have you move. According to the pleadings, there's no lease here, and they would like to have the property back. What's your position?
My position currently is I have been looking high and low for a place to rent ever since Vicky Monty had the conversation with me. I've stayed in contact with them, letting them know that I have been looking. With Corona and everything going on, there's not enough housing for the amount of people that are looking.
I don't know if you were on the feed, but I just made that exact same comment. There aren't enough housing, period, and there's not enough affordable housing. You're entitled to have a second hearing set, which has to be set at least 7 days away to give you an opportunity to get legal assistance if you wish.
Truthfully,
that will delay things a little bit. 7 days from today is not an available day. Today is the 6th. Oh, no, we are available. Yeah, I'm at a judges conference next week. So the next available day, Mrs. Learn, would be Monday the 16th or next Friday the 20th.
Let's go with the 20th. I mean, sorry, you said next Friday?
No, a week
from Friday.
A week from Friday.
Okay, let's go with the 16th. Let's go with the sooner one.
All right, Monday the 16th at 2:45.
Okay. Okay.
Ms. Johnston, we have to continue this matter for a second hearing to give you an opportunity to seek legal assistance. If you're simply planning to move, it gives you an additional 10 days before we have the hearing. If we have the hearing and I give them what they request at that time, I would give you an additional 10 days to move out. So this essentially gives you until about the end of the month. 10 days from August 16th would be August 26th. Then at that time, you could be subject to eviction. But this is not a Keystone case where they would provide emergency housing money, because the Learns are simply asking for the premises back. There is no lease. How long have you lived there?
I've lived there, I believe, since the end of February. I could be
You-
wrong by a few weeks.
And you agree there's no lease?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me repeat. I'm continuing this matter to August 16th. That's 10 days from today at 2:45 in the afternoon. You're going to get another notice like this. I would prefer that you be able to hook up with video, but if we have to do it by telephone, we'll do the best we can. Do you have any questions?
So the 16th would be, it's long enough to give me legal counsel.
Yes, and you don't have to get legal counsel, but you have an opportunity to do so. And then if they get what they ask for, I would give you 10 days from the 16th to move out or be subject to being evicted.
Okay. Because I'm trying to steer away from having the eviction judgment placed because
I certainly
on top of
understand.
everything, I do have an impeccable rental history and I've had one since I was 18 and I really don't want to ruin it. I've just been struggling to find something that I can move into. At this point, I'm looking at having to relocate away from my family because I don't have anywhere to go.
Where's your family?
My family lives over in Montgomery, Michigan, Branch County.
Okay. Well, all right, keep looking. I will see you on August 16th at 2:45.
Okay. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you. I'll see you at that time.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye.
Thank you, Ms. Learn. All right, I've got a phone number here. I'm not sure who this is. I'm going to remove you, ma'am. And I'll remove Ms. Learn.
Thank you.
Let's see who this is.
This is Eric McLean.
Oh, Eric?
Yes, sir.
Quite
Sorry, I was
late.
a little late. Yeah, I
Yes.
know. I didn't. I just got the number from the receptionist. My bad.
All right. Well, Eric, we know you've been struggling since losing
Yes.
Lacey. And for that, I am sorry. We've
Thank-
continued this matter to give you a chance to get assistance from Keystone. So the matter's been continued August 16th at 1:35.
Okay. Yeah. I do have a message on my recorder from him. I haven't played it yet. My son. I currently just started day shift, and my son said that they left a message on my recorder, and my application got accepted. So I'm gonna, after I get done with you, I'm gonna give them a call back and see what got accepted.
All right, well, we did not take any action today. I adjourned it to August 16th at 1:35. Keystone did not come in today for reasons I don't understand, but you stay in contact with them. Please log in on
Yes,
time.
sir.
We call these right exactly on the tick. So I'll see you
I'm
on
sorry.
August 16th at 1:35, and you contact Keystone.
Not a problem, sir. I thank you very much. I will write that down as right after we get off the phone with you.
All right, thank you.
And thank you, and you have a good weekend, sir.
Okay, I hope to.
All right.
All right, we're on the home stretch here, and we've got our last two litigants in the waiting room. No, I got one more case. This matter is set for 2:05. This is a landlord tenant matter. It's entitled Lucille Bloom versus Sid Tutwiler and Dawn James. Miss Bloom, can you hear me?
Yes,
All right, you can take your mask off if you would, please. Are you Sid Tutwiler?
Yes, sir.
And are you Dawn James?
yes, sir.
Are you at 501 Wood Street?
Yes, sir.
When I was growing up, now you all live in the same house?
Dawn and I do. Lucille, she left long time ago because.
Slow down. My best friend grew up in that house, and I spent many hours, nights at that house.
Wow.
On the corner of Wood Street and Fifth Avenue.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about what you need to know here. This is filed as a termination of tenancy action. I don't exactly know what we've got here. I don't have a lease.
There is no lease. I
All right.
didn't sign a lease.
All right, well, I'll inquire here in a minute, but the first thing I have to do is advise them of their rights. As a defendant in a landlord tenant proceeding, including a termination of tenancy, you have the following legal rights. You may obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. You have the right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If the action is for non-payment of rent, which this is not, you could have been eligible for emergency housing assistance, but is not eligible for a termination of tenancy. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If both parties are agreeable to mediation, the court can facilitate that. If you do reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you will waive the rights listed above, but have the following additional rights. The judgment may not be enforced until 3 business days have passed. You may move to set aside this judgment within those 3 days if you misunderstood what you consented to or what you were waiving. Your motion to set aside the judgment would be set for a landlord tenant hearing. However, if the judge did not rule in your favor, the original judgment would stand. Ms. Bloom, how did these parties happen to come to be in your house?
Sid Tutwiler is my nephew.
All right.
They moved into my house on the agreement that they would be paying me rent. It was a good situation for a while they paid rent. I have seen no rent since April 1st. They say they have done some work on the house, probably have, but I have seen no receipts of money spent or whatever. I had a living situation, which I'm now out of. I'm staying at a friend's house and I need to be back in my own house, and I don't feel comfortable going there and living while they are.
Fair enough. There is no lease, and they'd have no leaseholder rights, and you have the right to ask for your house back. They also have the right to have a second hearing to try to get legal assistance. Mr. Tutwiler, she says you're living in her house, you're not paying any rent, and she wants her house back. What's your response?
In April, we found out that there is 10 years worth of termites here that is tearing the house up. I have sent you.
I saw, but stop. How does that, why is that a defense? You're living there with no lease and you're not paying any rent. So the termites are her problem.
I told her that when she fixes that issue, since she's taken the stance as being a landlord, that it's her responsibility to fix the termite issue, which she refuses to do. And she knew that there was termites in here. And we have not paid since May, because that's when I told her as soon as you fix it, I will start paying you again.
All right, well, you have a good solution. You can simply move out and not have to deal with these termites.
Right. We have been looking for another place to stay, but no renter, there's nobody that is renting right now that has any openings.
Well, right now you're living for free. And so anyway, you have a right to a second hearing. I have to give at least 7 days for the next hearing. And unfortunately, I can't do that because next Friday, I'm at a judge conference. And the 16th is already jammed full.
Your Honor, she was welcomed back to her own home.
Yes.
We did not tell her she could not leave. And when we found out there was...
Well, she doesn't want to move back in until you move out. So she's taking the legal steps to evict you. But I have to give you another hearing. I'm going to set this for Monday, August 16th at 2:30. This is going to be a rough day, 2:20.
I'm sorry, Sid will be in the hospital that day. He's having surgery on the 16th.
All right. Well, that's a legitimate reason.
The reason she doesn't want to move back in because I asked her if she would stop spreading our business all over. And that's what she said, no, she couldn't do that. And ever since there was termites, we have been looking for a place to stay because they said the home is unstable to live in.
All right, well, I can't answer that. I'm going to continue this to August 20th at 9:15. I spent many, many nights in that house. I don't remember if I was only in the basement one time. The house is more than 100 years old. And I don't know all the history of it, but here's what I have to do. I have to continue it for at least 7 days. The first available date is 10 days, but Mr. Tutwiler is not going to be available for medical purposes. So I've continued it to Friday, August 20th at 9:15 a.m. It will be by Zoom like this once again. If Miss Bloom gets what she asked for, I would give you 10 additional days to move out or you're subject to being evicted. She wants her house back. The termites will be her problem, not your problem. At this point, she's not asking for any money. She simply wants you to move. If we do have a hearing where she is asking for money, we'll have a separate hearing regarding that. This is simply a hearing regarding possession of the premises. It will be August 20th at 9:15 a.m. You do have the right to pursue legal counsel if you wish. Perhaps there's some defense I'm not aware of here, but I guess you're in a precarious position as you have no lease and you're not paying any rent. She wants her house back. So let's continue this further for the morning of August 20th at 9:15 a.m. Ms. Bloom, do you have any questions?
No. Will I get written notice of when this hearing is, or do I have to remember?
No, you'll get a notice. In fact, if you stop at the counter, she'll give you a notice before you leave.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Tutwiler and Ms. James, you'll get a copy of this in the mail. But anyway, 9:15, August 20th, further virtual hearing. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. I'll see you then. Good luck with your medical situation.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Bloom, if you go down to the counter, the clerk will be able to give you a notice.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, Andrew.
Hey, I'm a 215, not a 210, but
Yeah, you have the privilege of being my last case for the week.
Hey, really?
Mhm. You can go to Magic Week in Colon now when we're done.
Well, I missed the Polish festival in Brunson, so.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
Doesn't Keith perform as a magician over there?
He does. He took the week off. He's got a lot of friends. He said he was close friends with Lance. He was a big Vegas magician, and he was going to be in town. Anyway, yeah, so he's not here this week.
Well, unfortunately, I think magic lost its luster years ago, just like ventriloquism and stuff like that. It makes a
magic lost its magic.
Yeah, it makes a comeback every once in a while, but you know, really.
Well, I'll have you know, lawyers are bailing out of court to go to the golf outing, so.
Well, good. Are you going to be there?
I don't know. I may go for the dinner part. As you know, I don't golf.
Hey, neither do I. I mean, I show up, but I don't golf. You can't really call that.
Here's Ricky.
It's sort of like hacking what I do. Did I spell his name wrong? I got a W in his name. Remember, our bar price is going to be there, so it's always helpful if we get lots of people show up.
Yeah, I'll make an effort, but someone's got to stay here and hold the fort. Miss Ullman, can you hear me? You need to unmute your mic.
Okay. Can you hear
me?
Are
you Rick? Yes. Are you Ricky Ullman?
I am.
And Kadar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
This is Judge Middleton. I haven't seen you since you were on my 6th grade basketball team. So I'll tell you how long that's been. You had a pretty good outside shot.
Thanks, sir.
Anyway, Mr. Andrew Rognus is here for the plaintiff, Jerry Ott. This is a termination of tenancy. They're asking to terminate the tenancy. And I have to tell you what your rights are as a tenant in a landlord-tenant proceeding. So let me read you this and listen carefully. As a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, including non-payment of rent or termination of tenancy, which is what this is, you have the following legal rights. You have the right to obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. You have the right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If the action is for non-payment of rent, which this is not, you could be eligible for some emergency housing assistance.
Okay.
If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If both parties are agreeable to mediation, the court can facilitate that. If you reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you will waive the rights listed above but have the following additional rights. The judgment may not be enforced until 3 business days have passed. You may move to set aside this judgment within those 3 days if you misunderstood what you consented to or what you were waiving. Your motion to set aside the judgment will be set for a landlord-tenant hearing. However, if the judge does not find in your favor, the original judgment would stand. Mr. Rognus, is there a lease here?
Yes, there is, Your Honor. I should have a copy in the file. It's from 2000.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's a month to month from 2012.
Yeah, we've been with Jerry for a long time, Your Honor. That's about right.
All right, well, for reasons I don't know, he wants to terminate this tenancy.
Right. He
Now,
says he's
you have,
selling the property.
what's that?
He says he's selling the property.
Right. That's common.
Yep. It's a really, we've been looking ever since Jerry told us that we needed to be gone within a certain amount of time. We've been looking, Your Honor, and there is nowhere, absolutely nowhere.
Well, you and I just met. Kadar and I met a long time ago, but we've had this conversation several times today and every day. There's nowhere to move to. There's not enough affordable housing, and people all over the place, several times today, people would say we would move if we had some place to move to.
Exactly.
So you've been at this place for about 9 years, and now you'd like to sell it. Now,
Right.
the law requires that I continue this for a second hearing. And Kadar, are you working here near?
Right now,
Sturgis?
I'm currently getting unemployment at the moment. Until I'm
Okay.
able-
And where do you work, Miss Oman?
I work at Thurston Woods Village, Your Honor. I'm a CNA,
So you'd like to stay in the Sturgis area?
preferably, Your Honor.
All right, let's take a look at the date. We just did another one of these. We went to August 20th. Are you available, Andy, August 20th at 10:30?
I've got a 10 o'clock with Paulie, so I probably could be.
Yeah, 10:30. All right. Mr. Bonds and Miss Ullman, I'm going to continue this for a little more than, well, actually for about 2 weeks to August 20th. That will give you 2 more weeks before we actually have the hearing to explore another place to move to or get some legal assistance.
Okay.
Then if I give them what they ask for, you would have 10 days to move out, which would be essentially to the end of August. And even then, he doesn't have to evict you on that date. But for the time being, we're going to continue this for the second hearing.
Okay.
For August 20th at 10:30.
August 20th at 10. Okay.
And I'll send you that, a new notice. It'll be by Zoom like this once again.
Okay.
Kadar, where were you working that you get your unemployment from?
I was working at Secure Domes in Sturgis, Michigan.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of people looking for help. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to see you. I hope you guys can find alternate place to go, but we'll discuss this further on August 20th at 10:30. All right?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, that's everything we had for today. Landlord, tenant, general, civil, criminal, animal, vegetable, or mineral. And we'll be in recess. We're going to stop the live feed. Everyone have a good weekend. We'll be back Monday morning with